Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We are back with another What Sold. This is going to be 4 days of sales in my eBay store. I don't remember what the total is, so hopefully you'll see that in the title, but over the course of a Monday through Thursday, this is what we sold. It's everything. There are a couple of items that I think were returned, so I'll go over those as well. And hopefully you can use this in your business to kind of help you find out what you should be looking for, what you shouldn't be looking for, or maybe some stuff that you might not have known before. So hopefully that will be beneficial to you. Also, I am working on editing some video that I have. I bought some video game stuff and a couple of other vintage games and stuff from a garage sale. I have some GoPro footage of it plus the haul, so I'm trying to work on that and get that out this week as well. That's the goal. Hopefully that will be something you guys would enjoy. But let's get into it and go over what sold. So first off, we have it's a 2 plush lot. They're pretty long. They're like, I guess you guys can't really see, but like that. They are Wile E. Coyote and Sylvester the Cat. These were actually from, I think, either a storage unit guy buy or a buy where I just bought a bunch of plush. I know I got them in bulk. I ended up selling them for $34.19 together. They were on sale, which I'm pretty happy with. That's 17 bucks each for some plush. I really like plush. I used to hate it. I thought it was a waste of time. I don't know why I got that perspective, but the reality is, yes, most plush are not worth anything, and a lot of them sell for lower dollars, but there are some gems mixed in there that are really worth your time. I felt like these ones were. It would have been nice to have a Bugs Bunny in there as well. To lot the three of them, probably could have got closer to 50 bucks, but really happy with those two going out. Here was something I got. I had a bunch of these Lego Bionicle empty containers. I had these from the big $1,600 toy buy and stuff. They don't really have a lot of value individually. Obviously, if you have the Lego in there, that really helps. But these were just loose ones. I allotted them together at 40 bucks. They finally sold for 34 on sale. I think they went global shipping as well. They don't really weigh anything because there's no Legos in there, so it was pretty cheap. It probably cost us like 12 or 13 bucks to ship it FedEx over to the global shipping center, but not really the greatest buy. I wouldn't really probably waste your time picking up empty ones, but if you have a bunch lying around, maybe you could try that. This listing doesn't look that great. The picture's kind of blurry, so you can probably tell that. It's a 7 for All Mankind Dojo jeans, which usually is like the best brand that I've ever sold for 7 for All Mankind jeans. So maybe the picture didn't help. They were listed at 35 bucks. They finally sold on sale at 25. I think they were on sale for like 28 bucks or 27, and then someone offered 25, and I said, get them out of here. I think I paid like 10 bucks for them or something at the time. The picture wasn't great. I'm really trying to get out of clothes for the most part and just be real specific. So 25 shipped on those for the dojos. Here's another thing. This is like a vintage 90s sweater, Tyrolia. I've never heard of the brand. I thought it looked kind of cool when I was kind of getting into clothes a little bit. I had it listed at 30 bucks and it sold for 20. I believe we paid 5 bucks for it at Savers. So we made some money, but again, wouldn't buy it again. Happy to move it on. Another shirt here, really not a great photo. This is a Tommy Hilfiger. It's got like some crest and stuff on there, patches or whatever. It sold for $11.69 on sale. We probably spent 3 bucks on this, 4 bucks. Not a great deal, but again, we're moving out the old. We're trying to focus on what's more profitable and I guess what I just enjoy more too. I just don't really enjoy selling clothes that much. Unless it's like a jersey, or I do like some of the Hawaiian shirts and stuff, some of the Western stuff that seems to still sell well, but a lot of the other stuff I just want to move on from. Here's a gun teddy bear. It was number 2125. I guess that's like a model or style number. A lot of the ones that I found online had clothes, but they seem to sell for 30, 35, and 40 bucks. I listed mine, I think, for 35 or 36.99 or best offer. Took a best offer of 28. This wasn't a big plush buy. I spent 5 bucks on like a Home Depot box full of plush from one of my sources. Most of it was junk, but there were a couple of Disney ones and this one and a couple of just old vintage ones, so I grabbed it. This one paid for the whole bunch, 28 bucks there. Here is a DVD, Terminator 2. This is sealed. I got this, I don't remember what DVD buy it was, but it was just mixed in with one. It wasn't something I knew was even in there. I'm like, let me see if it's worth anything sealed, and it was, and it sold for 8 ships. So not a whole lot, but 8 ships. I told you guys before, that's really where I want to be for DVDs. We got some Santana CDs. I had a bunch of CDs, a lot of by Latin American artists and stuff like that. This was in there as well. I just allotted them together. They were listed at 35. Took a best offer of 25 shipped on them. I thought they'd go closer to like 30. I thought it was a pretty good deal, but if they've been up for a while, and I'm just happy to move them out. I already made a bunch of money on that CD buy. Usually when I lot stuff together, that's just try to squeeze a few extra dollars out of you know, out of what I bought. So usually I list all the high dollar ones, the ones that are kind of more desirable by themselves, and then I'll make a little loss just to squeeze a couple extra pennies out of the deal. Here's a Mizuno 1250 glove, a pretty good brand. It was in really great shape. This one sold for 28, shipped on a best offer, was listed at 40. Usually on my gloves, I'm hoping to get at least 25. They're going to ship most times in a padded flat rate envelope. So I know I'm going to spend $752 on that. I don't want to usually spend too much on them unless it's like a A2000 or something glove, something real unique. This one got 28 bucks, which I was happy with, and I'm happy to get that. It was listed for a little while too. The same guy actually ended up buying this one. It's a Cooper glove, not a great glove. This one was listed at 25, offered 15. I took that $15 offer not knowing it was the same buyer. I was like, oh, cool, I can get rid of that glove. I don't care about the $752. I don't think I had much into it. I think I bought a bunch of gloves and this was thrown in. And I can just get rid of this one, get it out of the listing and everything. It had a name on it, but it was the same buyer. So it ended up working out really well because that ended up being like, what, 43 bucks? And I think I shipped them in a shoebox or something like that. They still went out for a pretty good price. 2 Wii controllers here. These are the Wii Motion Plus. These ones are still selling very well. One of them was missing the battery cover. So still worked and everything. I tested them out, but I got 45 shipped on those, and they sold super quick. Blade Ps1. I think I sold this the other day in another video for 17, or it's coming up here in the future. Like I just sold one, and the next day I found another one, and it sold as well. This one sold for 17 shipped for PS1. Some Vicente Fernandez cassettes. These ones sold for 30 shipped on a best offer, which is an awesome deal for 5 old cassettes. None of them were sealed or anything, but happy to get those on out of here. Some Avery Labels. These were from a lady. She had a bunch of office supplies at her garage sale. She said her business closed down, and she had a bunch of different stuff she was selling, and also a lot of like vitamin mixes and stuff like for protein shakes. I bought a bunch of stuff from her for like 50 bucks for everything. We made a bunch of money because it was all brand new sealed. This set of Avery Labels ended up selling for 24 shipped on sale. I think they shipped out for like 9 bucks. So we didn't make a ton, but moving them on out, and the other stuff we bought was really good. Here is a great item to look for, but this one came back. This is a Neat Desk scanner. I tested it out and it worked. There was a little issue at first with getting it to scan, but I kind of cleaned the rollers and everything, and then it was working. And I scanned a bunch of stuff, so I listed it, tested it, sent it out. The guy got it, and he said it won't work. It worked once, and now, or something like that, and now it's not scanning anything. Opened a return, got it back, and I can't get it to work now. Like I must have been like just this weird fluke where I got it to work for a little bit. And so I had spent $7.99 on this at a thrift store, so I lost money for sure. I got it back though. You can sell a little plastic insert in there. You can sell that for like 12 or 15 bucks. That goes inside to kind of direct the papers or the business cards or whatever you're shredding. I obviously have the power cord, which you can also sell, but I'll just keep mine because I found a couple without power cords before, and I'll trash the rest. So kind of a bummer because this is a really good item. It does sell well, but look out for those Neat Desks. This is the first one I found that didn't work. Here's a Cross Townsend pen. I got 2 of these at a garage sale. I went there, showed up there. It was like 8 o'clock or 7:55, almost 8. She said they started at 8. That's what it was. And everything's pretty much set up. They're bringing a couple more boxes out. So I get there, I'm like, hey, is it okay if I look around? And she's like, well, we're not really started yet. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll just wait over. She goes, well, I guess you can look. And I'm like, why do you have such an attitude about it? Like, and it literally, we're talking like 5 minutes from the start time. And I was like, well, I can just wait in the car. It's no big deal. And she's like, no, it's fine. You know, she tried to like play it off. And I'm like, obviously you're annoyed. But either way, I got there. Everything was super high price. And I'm like, man, glad I didn't wait because this is just junk. But in a little box I found 2 of these cross pens, 2 different ones. She wanted I think $2.50 each, $5 for the pair, and this one sold for 32 shipped, and it sold within 4 days or something like that. I have the other one still listed. I had a $20 offer on. I didn't take it. I was hoping to get at least 25, so I'm sure it will sell, but hopefully I'll get at least another $20 offer, and that'll be a great deal. They go first class. I've sold a lot of cross pens, Parker pens. Some of them can be pretty valuable. And no offense to that lady, maybe she was having a rough morning, so obviously got to keep everything into perspective, but I was a little shocked at first when she kind of snapped back at me. Some Levi's here. These ones are a brand new with tag, like the paint splatter ones. I got them from, I think from Ross or something like that, one of those discount stores. No, these ones are actually at Goodwill. They were $7.99. I was surprised, and they were brand new with tag. That's what it was. And because they were brand new with tag and they were kind of crazy. I'm like, I wouldn't wear these pants because I couldn't probably pull it off. But I'm like, well, I'll go ahead and list them and see if someone will be interested. And they've sat for a while, but they finally sold for $38.69 on sale. Put them in a padded flat rate to ship them. So it was still a really good deal in the long run. And plus, it's brand new with tag, makes it easy. South Park: The Stick of Truth game sold for $7.64 for PS3. Had it listed at $9. It sold on sale. So, you know, that's not really where I want to be. I want to be exactly at 8 or more for my sales. But when stuff doesn't sell and the sale goes on, obviously that happens. Here is a Raz-Kaz Soul on Ice cassette. I had listed this cassette. I did a sell similar, had someone's title and everything, and put my own description in, obviously, and that took my own pictures. Got a message from the buyer that apparently had used, I sold similar on. He goes, your listing title is exactly like mine. You need to change it or I'm filing a complaint. You know, and he had this huge thing in there. It was like 14 paragraphs, it felt like, of all this stuff that how ridiculous it was, and I've been on eBay for this long, and I shouldn't do that, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, whatever. His was listed at, I think, 30. Mine was at 25. And so all I did was I just moved a couple of words around, and I'm like, okay, you know, I did a couple of things. Like, he had vintage, I think, spelled out. I put VTG, and I moved some stuff around. And I didn't even message him back. I just changed it in case he was looking. And literally mine sold like 2 days later on a best offer for $20. And I was like, that guy made such a big deal, and mine's the one off the market. So I understand. I feel like if I was using his pictures or something, that I feel like is more egregious. But they're words. He doesn't own the words. So I'm using them as search terms. I guess he's afraid someone's going to find mine first and buy it. I don't know. But I did change it or whatever. That's the first time it's ever happened. I don't know if you guys ever had someone kind of get on you about using a title, but I do it all the time. And of course I make changes to some titles that I don't like, but some are what I like, so I'll just leave them and move forward. But since then, I now try to at least move stuff around or add a different word, because if there are a bunch of people who are super concerned about that, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Here's a little strobe flash thing by Rakunar. I bought a bunch of camera equipment. I've mentioned it in a couple other videos, and this is the first big item to sell. This little strobe light sold for $90. I don't remember if it meant global shipping or not, but it was a pretty good deal, $90 on that. I have a bunch of other lights that hopefully will sell here in the next couple weeks because they're taking up a bunch of space. New York Dolls, a rock and roll CD. This is from that rock and roll buy. This one sold for $20 shipped, which is a great deal on a used CD. A Radica Pocket Poker, paid 50 cents on this at a garage sale. These little pocket games used to do awesome, the little electronic handhelds. There was a time when the gold Yahtzee one, you could get like $50 used for that. This is years. When I first started reselling, like 7 or 8 years ago, whatever it was. They were very valuable back then. They've really come down. This one was from 97 though. It did work. I grabbed it for 50 cents basically to make it so I could just pay $1 for everything, just so I didn't have to get change, and it ended up working out. In hindsight, I probably should have got the change because no one has change now, apparently. Here are 5 Disneyland coins. We talked about these before. I'm not going to go into it, but I got a bunch of these coins. These ones sold for like $7 or $8. It shows right now that there's a limited quantity remaining because the listing's still active, so I don't know exactly what they sold for. It's anywhere from $7.79 to $10, depending on what sale was running at the time. Here are some 90s guitar magazines. There are 17 of them. These are also from the rock and roll buy. I have a bunch of magazines listed. I think I've sold 2 lots so far. This was one of the better ones. These sold for $100 shipped, which is a good deal, but obviously they're pretty heavy. I think we still spent $21 or something to ship them out, because they wouldn't fit in any of the flat rates or anything. I guess they may have fit in a board game one, but I didn't do that. But I ended up shipping them out for $21 or something FedEx to the East Coast. So even though they were pretty heavy, it actually worked out okay, and we made some pretty good money on that. I'm not big on buying magazines. They were a part of the deal unless you really know what you have, just because the shipping can really kill you. Here is an older CD, Rocio Durcal Coleccion. I don't know if I pronounced any of that right, but that sold for $8.49. That was listed at $10 but sold on sale. Here is one of those neat desk scanners. I actually got 2 that day. I forgot. I had 2. 2 were broken. I just thought of that. The other one I didn't list, so it didn't get returned or anything. But that one was also had an issue. I paid $8, the same thrift store. That one sold for 12 shipped just for that little top piece. And like I said, I still have the power cord and stuff. So on that one, because I didn't list it, I'll still make money because I have the power cord. but on the other one I lost. But yeah, look out for the Neat Dust. They're still good, even though I had 2 duds. Here are some Chalkline Chicago Bulls. Not some. It's a Chalkline Chicago Bulls jacket. It's a youth one. If this was an adult one, it would have been awesome. I paid $5 for this, or $3 or $5 at a garage. So I had a couple little stains on it, but I ended up selling it for $30 shipped on a best offer. I had it listed at $40. Bull stuff is still moving pretty well. They had the Michael Jordan documentary earlier, and it's basketball is being played, and Bull stuff always has a pretty good following. A lot of people like to wear it, so $30 for that youth jacket, pretty good deal. Here is a Holmen Bible. It was actually in the box. Not a great picture because you can't really see the box except for at the bottom. I should have put it alongside. This was something I paid, I think, $8 for at either an estate sale or a thrift store. It sold for $37.43 on sale. Some more socks, not much to say. We spent $1 a piece on these, and they sold for $18.89 for the 3. They go first class. This was cool. There's a bunch of like rap, hip hop type cassettes from the rap and hip hop buy we had. These were ones that weren't really worth a lot individually, or at least they weren't. The sell through was pretty bad. So we're talking cassettes that go for about $5 each, $4, $5, $6, and like I said, aren't selling that great. So I lotted them together and put them on auction for like $19.99 free shipping. And I'm like, hey, if someone wants these, I'll just get rid of them. No big deal. Just want them out of here. No, not one bid, not one watcher. I'm like, oh man, these are for junk, I guess. So what I usually do after I have an auction that fails is I will list it a little bit higher, buy it now, and put best offer on. Because I'm like, well, that way if someone comes through on an offer, maybe they will offer closer to what I wanted at auction. So I list these at $29.99, and sure enough, within a day or two, someone global shipping bought them full price. So I don't know how that works. Just I guess the right person looking at the right time. But $30 on that for some cassettes I couldn't sell for $20 a couple days before. Awesome deal. Super happy to get it out of there and move on from those. This one actually I think is from a YouTube viewer. I think his name is John, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking back about a month, so if it's not John, I will go back and put a correction, but I'm almost positive it is. So they were watching the channel and wanted to buy something, so they bought this Misty and Ash figure set. This is from actually my personal collection when I was a kid. I think I said the story before. I was working at a garage sale for my neighbor. She needed help setting up stuff and moving stuff and everything, and in doing so, she paid me in all these Pokemon figures that she had gotten. I'm not sure how she got them, but I had a bunch of them, and this is one of them, and it sold for $35 shipped at the best offer. So first off, thank you for the purchase, John, I believe it is. I really appreciate that. Anybody who spends money in my store, if you do, I know you don't have to. There's plenty of other stores you could buy from. I'm not always the cheapest price, and obviously it's your hard-earned money, so I don't expect that. I'm still going to do videos and everything, even if not all my sales are to viewers. I'm still going to be the same person. But if you do, please let me know in the comment section of the order or something, the buyer's note, something like that, so that way I know it from you and I can give you some credit and thank you, because we do appreciate it. Like I said, you spend your hard-earned money, so thank you for that. That one sold for $35 shipped. It did go out first class. I don't remember how much the shipping was, but I think it fit in like a 10x8x6 box, so pretty good deal there. And some more socks, 3 more pairs sold for $18.89. Here's a bunch of laser tag guns. These usually do really well. I don't know if they're still selling as well now. These ones are all broken though. I had bought them over the course of a couple years, and I would sell all the good ones, and I have a bucket of just junk ones that weren't really working. These ones were those ones, and they finally sold on sale for $48. It cost us like $19 to ship them out FedEx, and they went global shipping. So we made a little bit of money. I don't know what I had invested in these, because again, it's been over the course of time, but it's one of those death pile items that I was trying to get rid of back then, and it worked. A Nintendo DS car adapter here sold for $8. It's brand new sealed. Someone probably bought it for either their personal collection, maybe to use, I don't know, but I was happy to get rid of it for $8. Friends, the complete 6th season. This is kind of cool. A lot of times individual DVD seasons aren't worth a whole lot, but I looked it up, and for whatever reason, a lot of them were selling for around $6 or $7 with a stock photo. I'm like, I'm going to list mine for $10 with a real photo, and we'll see what happens. And it sold within like 2 days. So sometimes just taking that time to take a non-stock photo on a DVD set or something like that, a video game, it can really help you get a few extra bucks. We have Sword and Stone. This is a brand new Disney DVD. I don't sell a lot of Disney DVDs that are used, but if they are sealed, I usually pick them up, because almost always you can get somewhere in that $10 to $15 range. This one sold for $13. Here's a Breadman Plus bread maker pan. This one sold for $19.49. I told you guys before, I wrap them in bubble wrap and put them in a poly mailer to make them go first class. and it works out pretty well. It's the TR560 model. Here is a 90s alligator mug. I got this at a garage sale for 50 cents. I just thought it looked really cool, and it was from like an animal rights group, I think, or whatever, something like that. And it ended up selling for 28 shipped, and the buyer said that their grandfather, their dad or something, had this growing up, and it broke or they lost it, and they were super happy to get it back for them. So that was pretty cool. Some more socks. This is the 5 set, which is every single one that I had gotten. These ones sold for $31.49, but they do go in a padded flat rate. They end up being actually a little too heavy once you get them all together. A Stone Brewing shirt sold for 18 shipped. I got a bunch of Stone Brewing shirts. You're going to see them, I think, in the next video. Someone bought like 5 different t-shirts from me. This one was a bummer, though. The person bought it, and it didn't fit. They sent it back. I had measurements and everything in there, but it's just the way it works with clothing. Another reason why I don't spend too much time on it anymore, but that one came back. A Panasonic PNLC 1040 charger. I bought a Panasonic phone. I parted it out. I've sold, I think, a couple different pieces. This is the first docking station or whatever, the cradle to sell. It sold for 13 shipped. Wilma Schumann Oxygen Moisturizing Serum. This one I got from a discount store. I haven't been there now in a month and a half. I need to go back there because I was pulling a lot of good stuff. This one sold for $26.99. I spent $7 on it, but I ended up with 3 of them. So it's kind of a multi-quantity listing, and it is brand new. I opened the box just to pull it out to show that it was new, and I got $27 on that. Styx, The Grand Illusion. This is another rock and roll buy. It's a CD, sold for 10 shipped. Zelda, this is the case and the manual and everything, but no game. Sold for 20 shipped, and the buyer was super happy. They were trying to get a nice replacement case, and I'm pretty sure they gave me good feedback on it or whatever, so I was happy about that. I ended up getting $20 on an empty case. Here's a Philips Sensio coffee maker. This one sold for 150 shipped. I paid 15 or 20 bucks for this from one of my sources. He had bought a storage unit I've mentioned with a bunch of brand new kitchen appliances and massagers and stuff. This was in there. I knew these do really well. It was a brand new open box, and it sold for 150 shipped. And I want to say it went to like one city over for me, so shipping was super affordable, maybe like $9 or something. But 150 on that is awesome. Pilot CD sold for 18 shipped, and the same buyer bought this P Hux Deluxe CD for 10 shipped. So that was pretty cool, both from the rock and roll buy. I always love multi-quantity orders. Here's the Playmates Ninja Turtle figure. This one sold for 22 shipped. This is from that $400 figure buy where it wasn't really a great deal, but at least we sold him and made some money. Here is a Camillus. This is a pocket knife. This one sold for $6 on a best offer. Had it at 10. It's rusted and beat up. Really just happy to get it out of here. Bruce Lee Quest of the Dragon game sold for $6.39. Again, this is not the greatest thing, but it was on sale. We're always happy to move out the inventory that's not really super desirable. These are cool. These are those little Zoomer Dino Jurassic World Indominus Rex figures. It does not have the remote. I wish it did. You can get like 60 bucks. This one sold for 35 shipped, though. It was $4 at a Savers. It did work. You just plug a little cord in to charge it, and it sold for 35. An Apple iPhone 7 box sold for $701 on sale. I don't really sell those boxes as much anymore. A 1983 Kenner Tenderheart plush sold for $15.99. I think we have one left now, so I've moved through those Care Bears. Had them all listed at around 20 bucks, and then this one sold on sale for 16. Gold Experience by Prince. This is also from the Rock and Roll buy. This one sold for 22 bucks, so really good deal for a used CD there. And I want to say that one sold in a couple days. And then we're on our last buy. More CDs, guys. This is another multi-quantity order. It is a Michael Jackson CD lot. There's 4 of them. These sold for 12 shipped on a best offer. They're listed at 17. Same buyer also offered 16 on these 5 Beatles CDs, and I accepted the offer. So that was 28 in for this, was it 9 CDs or whatever it was. Pretty good deal. Happy with that. Again, I usually allot them together just to make a few extra bucks on a couple things. So that's it though, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know we're getting these videos too long. I keep saying they're going to be shorter, but I'm trying to talk quick, but maybe not quick enough. If you guys are okay with it, let me know. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.